Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Grace. Welcome to the last video of 2024. So we all know that New Year resolutions can be quite overwhelming. You set new goals for the year and then life happens and then come February, all the goals are out the window. But what if I told you that this year you could skip the pressure of resolutions and still make 2025 your healthiest year yet? Yeah. So in today's video, I'm going to share the ultimate guide to a healthier 2025 without the pressure of resolutions. Let's dive right in. So first of all, what is a non-resolution? Before we jump into the fun stuff, let's kind of understand that term. So a non-resolution simply means focusing on small, sustainable changes that you can make throughout the year, as opposed to the big changes that you expect to make. So there's no losing 20 pounds, there's no exercising every single day, none of those very restrictive goals. It's more about being flexible and fun and just incorporating small changes that you can make that are sustainable in the long run. It's very, very much rooted in self-care, and it's about improving your health and your happiness in the way that fits into your own lifestyle. So for example, let's admit it, if you were to set a goal of losing 20 pounds and those 20 pounds haven't come off by, say, August, you start to feel a little bit defeated. But if you're making small changes that improve your health in the long run, then it's better for you. So these are goals that are easy for you to stick with no pressure. It's all about progress, not specifically about perfection. So the first tip that I have is walk more and stress less. So I don't want you to make a big walking goal, like I have to walk 5 miles every single day, or I have to walk 3 miles every single day. Aim for a time frame. So if you're somebody who does no walking at all, you might aim for a 10-minute walk or a 15-minute walk, and you'll just see how great you feel after the walk, and that will encourage you to do more walks, even if they're not every day, but at least you're walking more than you did last year. Remember, it's about progress. It doesn't matter how much progress, even little progress is progress. As long as it's better than it was last year or even last week, then you are making progress. Start with a 10 to 15-minute walk and just see where that takes you. And don't be surprised if you're walking 30 minutes on your first walk or your 10th walk, as long as you're making progress. My second tip is make time for playful movement. So I don't want you to focus on going to the gym 3 times a week or 5 times a week. You can move your body where you are in your house. Do you have a favorite song that you just listen to on your headphones and just bop your head? How about standing up and dancing around the room? No one's watching you, and even if they are, it's funny. And and you're laughing. Laughter is also good for your heart. And you're dancing and everyone's dancing. You're getting your family members to join you. These are all simple, mundane things that don't need specific planning. So if you're like me, then you play songs to keep you company while you do some house chores like cooking or cleaning. How about stopping sweeping for a second and just dancing around? Obviously that's harder to do when you're cooking, but you can do it with other things. Even if you're washing the dishes or something, just stop for a minute and move your body a little bit. Make sure you're not putting pressure on yourself by saying, oh my gosh, I have to do my weight training today. No. Movement should feel like fun, It should be fun. It shouldn't feel like a chore. It shouldn't be something that you're dreading the next day, because otherwise that's just not sustainable. My third tip is prioritizing your sleep. So let's move away from trying to sleep perfectly, trying to go to bed at a specific time and sleeping for 9 hours. Sometimes even the thought of that is stressful for some people. Some people struggle to fall asleep, and they may start to feel bad if they can't fall asleep at the time that they've set for themselves. Instead, try making your bedtime more relaxing rather than focusing on the time that you fall asleep. I saw a meme one time. So it was like a pie chart, and 95% of the pie chart was me calculating how much sleep I'll actually get if I fall asleep right now, and the remaining 5% is me actually sleeping. So don't worry too much about the numbers. Just relax, set a nice cozy mood, drink some green tea or some herbal tea, dim the lights, turn off all screens, read a book in bed, and just see where that takes you. And even if you don't fall asleep when you think you might fall asleep, at least you feel nice and relaxed. So if you're like me, when I think about hiking, I think about tall mountains. My first hike was actually when I was in residency, and I was actually pregnant at the time, and it was a group activity, and we had to hike to the top of a hill. That was it was definitely something. It definitely put me off of hiking, but hiking does not necessarily have to be something big and massive, you know? It can be, there may be a scenic trail down your house, you know? My husband and I lived in a community for about 7 months before we actually found a walking trail that we enjoyed, and it was because we hadn't looked for it before. That trail actually existed, but we were more focused on the other kinds of exercise, so like weight training and cardio, and we didn't really consider other forms of exercise. But when we actually got out of our bubble and we started walking around the neighborhood, we discovered so many things. You know, the world is beautiful, and if you're in a place where you can hike, that's something that I would strongly recommend. It's great for physical health and for mental health. My fifth tip is to try one new healthy recipe a week. So try something that you've never tried before. Cooking at home can actually be fun. It's healthy, but can also be fun, especially when it's not something that you cook all the time and over and over again. It can be something that you've never cooked before, but it's healthy and simple. And that sort of mindless task just sort of helps you reset because you're engrossed in the new recipe that you are creating, and you're not stressing too much about the hustle and the bustle of the world around you. So this is not only great for your body, but it's also great for your mind. So I challenge you to try one new healthy recipe a week. Okay, my sixth and final tip is to have a self-care Sunday. So I've chosen Sunday because Sunday is actually the day that I can rest and recharge. Obviously, Sunday may not work for you. It may be Monday for you, or Tuesday, or whatever day of the week. Have one day of the week where you call it self-care day. So for me, I'm going to use self-care Sunday because that's the day that I tend to rest and recharge. So do something relaxing, take a bath, try a massage. So just pick one day of the week to just truly relax and be mindful and reset for the week ahead. Now, you may be wondering, why do these non-resolutions work? Well, it's because they're all about flexibility. There is no pressure on you to do anything. If you're not able to make a healthy recipe this week, then try one next week. If you're not able to do a walk this week, then try one tomorrow. So telling yourself to prioritize walking is different from telling yourself that you have to go to the gym 3 times a week. Because when you miss that one day a week, you may not know it, but it actually has an impact on your mental health as well. So by removing the pressures of all these resolutions, you can make a steadier progress towards your health goals in 2025. So for me, my non-resolution for 2025 is going to be adding a small veggie to all my meals. So I'm not going to stress if I can't make it to 3 meals a day. For me, any progress in this regard is going to be better than last year. I was really bad with my veggies last year, so there's no way that I can be worse this year if I just make that small, sustainable non-resolution. It worked for me last year with proteins. I was more about carbs in 2023, and in 2024, I made that non-resolution for my proteins. And all my friends can tell you that I achieved my non-resolution. I'm all about the protein now. So I'm sure it will work for my little non-resolution about veggies as well. 2025 can be your most fun and happiest and healthiest year. You just have to make small, sustainable changes that will lead to a bigger growth. The key is to keep it fun and realistic, and remember, most importantly, flexible. You've got this. I know you do. Yeah. Remember, consistency is key, but so is enjoying the journey. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Actually, thanks for hanging out with me this entire year. And here is to 2025. I wish you the happiest new year. Happy New Year!